Oh my gosh, you guys. I was thinking I was going to talk about the veil today, but this morning has been insane. I'm going to try to give some context to the insanity, and we'll see if I can really capture what's happening. So I've been finishing up Kyle Cease's book, The Illusion of Money. And in the end of it, he talks about committing to doing 24 hours of something that's totally outside of what would be normal for you right now, to really stretch into a different reality. And Allie mentioned that she was called to fast. And I was like, okay, that seems like what I need to do also, just do a day of fasting. And also at the end of Kyle's book, he talks about write down 100 possibilities for what could happen during this 24-hour period. I wrote down all this amazing stuff. The entire world can heal in this 24-hour period. The ascension can happen. Silly stuff, just all kinds of magical things. And that'll happen this morning, laying in bed. And I only started, so I've been sleeping in a different place here at the ranch. I've been at the ranch since I got back from Rhythmia, hanging out with family, and I've been sleeping in this other house that's far away. And the other night, Grandmama said, well, you can just sleep in the basement if you don't want to walk up to that house in the middle of the night. I was like, okay. And so the first night I slept here, I came down in here at like 4 a.m. and was looking. There's a bookcase in here. I was looking at the bookcase, and I find this King James version of the Bible, which has the red lettering for the words of Christ. And I've never been a religious person. I've never read the Bible. This is a weird story. I don't know if it's gonna make sense. So on the way back from Rhythmia, someone had mentioned to me that I should check out the King James version of the Bible. We were on the shuttle together. We had a great conversation. That came up and it really resonated. And I was like, okay, I had a very divine experience at Rhythmia, so why not? Why not? And so that literal physical book shows up in this bookcase, yesterday. I'm like, okay, I guess that's going to happen. Crazy. And it turns out it is the Bible of my ex-wife's husband, right? who I talked to that whole night till 4 a.m. That's why I was coming down here and sleeping in the first place. Just tons of weird synchronicities. So this morning I make this commitment, right, to fast and write the possibilities and do the work and finish the book. And books have always been crazy teachers for me. They just show up right when I need them. Like this has happened for a long time. A lot of my mentors have come in the form of books, and a lot of the information I needed has come to me in books. It's just I resonate with books very strongly, and they show up out of nowhere for me exactly when I need them. Well, last year when I was in Peru, I just looked at the bookcase. I saw a book there. It was called The Way of the Superior Man, and I knew the second I looked at it that it was mentorship that I needed, and that unfolded into all kinds of divine masculine feminine information that I really, really essentially needed to understand reality. And that was totally huge, that information, while I was at Rhythmia. It played a major role in my understanding of what was going on. So this happens a lot to me, and that's a great book. If anyone wants to learn about the divine masculine and feminine, check out The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida, I think is how you say his last name. Anyway, so I'm just looking at the bookcase again this morning. So I'm like, maybe there's something else in this bookcase for me. And I see this book, see the edge of it, and the Celestine Prophecy, and I'm like, oh, that's the book. That's the one. So I'm just gonna read this author's note. I feel called to do it, and yeah. For half a century now, a new consciousness has been entering the human world, a new awareness that can only be called transcendent, spiritual. If you find yourself reading this book, then perhaps you already sense what is happening, already feel it inside. I do. It begins with a heightened perception of the way our lives move forward. We notice those chance events that occur at just the right moment and bring forth just the right individuals to suddenly send our lives in a new and important direction. Perhaps more than any other people in any other time, we intuit higher meaning in these mysterious happenings. We know that life is really about a spiritual unfolding that is personal and enchanting, an unfolding that no science or philosophy or religion has yet fully clarified. And we know something else as well. We know that once we do understand what is happening, how to engage this elusive process and maximize its occurrence in our lives, human society will take a quantum leap into a whole new way of life, one that realizes the best of our tradition and creates a culture that has been the goal of history all along. The following story is offered toward this new understanding. If it touches you, if it crystallizes something that you perceive in life, then pass on what you see to another. For I think our new awareness of the spiritual is expanding in exactly this way. No longer through hype nor fad, but personally, through a kind of positive psychological contagion among people. All that any of us have to do is suspend our doubts and distractions just long enough, and miraculously, this reality can be our own. What the hell's going on? And so, the book's about this manuscript, supposedly written in 600 BC. And I think that this is just kind of, a metaphor or allegory. But it has these 9 insights. And I've only just read the first chapter. So the first insight is that these so-called coincidences in life have something going on behind them. They're not coincidences. It's not random. And basically, people wake up to that first. They feel this restlessness in their lives, that there's something else there. There's something more to see, which is yes. And then once they accept that there's more, then these other 8 insights start to unfold for them, which, is the rest of this book. And the amount that this resonates with my experience with showing up right now, especially with the commitment I just made to myself and my growth, and the possibilities I just envisioned, it's like it's all real. I already knew it. This is crazy. This is also my ex-wife's husband's book too. And the second book after this, called The 10th Insight, is also sitting on that bookcase right there. So if this resonates with you at all, check this book out. I just had to make a video about this. I am in complete awe of reality. Sorry, this is so shaky. I'm just in total awe of what's happening, what's unfolding. I feel like this book is just the guidepost to what's happening in our reality right now for all of us. It's available to everybody. If you will just open yourself to that first insight about things, that yes, life is happening synchronistically, co-creatively for all of us. The right people show up, the right books show up. It's different for everybody, but I think people play a huge role for all of us, because that's what we do. We interact with people all the time. And they have information for us. They have the next step we need. They have, Allie mentioned fasting, and I need to fast. It just happens like that. So just be open to that, and then the rest will come. I love you all so much. Until next time.